I'm having some problems still, but hopefully this won't be like it was yesterday. So let's take a gander at the goose. That's not how that works. So how's everybody doing today? I'm not 100%, but I think the stream already dropped once. But we will find out. The weather here is frightful. That's not that bad. But it's raining off and on. The sun finally came out a little bit, but the wind is blowing pretty vigorously. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we won't have a situation like we had yesterday. Am I right, everybody? Well, welcome. welcome. JH, hello. Shaylin was in. I think Shaylin's out. Tim, hello. All right, so we are going to be, for those of you who come in, go ahead and hit that like button to make sure that YouTube knows that we exist. And why don't you go ahead and give yourself a little sub over there, a little submarine sandwich, a little sub Matt Wallaholic sandwich. Chill Baby's making tea. Caitlin's here. Chris is reading corners here. Hello, Chris. How are you doing today? Ooh, that lighter sound. Yeah, you want me to do it again? Here. Oh my gosh. Yes, that is what that is. So while we're here, we are going to go over and look at the words that are on my thing. Winner Yermom Sawdoemee Prize for Poetry. Only 11 days left, guys, and we actually have 9 backers, and we are at 450, but we do not have it listed like that here. So 9 backers, 450, 11 days left. Come on, guys. Make your mom proud. Make your mom's Sawdoemee Prize be worth a damn. There's all sorts of perks and tiers over there that you could take a look at. Pick your poison. Even a picture of me on the can. Signed, sealed, and delivered. All right, so now we are going to talk a little bit about this and about Poetic Anarchy and the Anarchy Crew and all sorts of other stuff. Like, check this out, guys. I just want everyone to see this here. Okay, well, what's happening here? Okay, so the stuff that is done in these workshops end up in these books if you want them to end up in these books or not. Okay. So what I want to get at with these is well, not really all of them. Like this one, the first one we did, none of these people had been published before. Okay. And then they got published. In this one, everyone who was in it had been published before and then got published in this one. And then with this one, it was like some had, some hadn't. But the fact is that people were doing the thing. And if you want to do the thing, send your stuff in to me. Now, the stuff that you sent in yesterday does not have to go into a book, okay? But I just want you guys to know that if you wanted it to go into the next book, let me know. And those things will go into the book if you want them to go into the book, guys. But I want to say, I got a lot of emails yesterday. I got more emails of people sending in the poems they wrote than I thought we had people even watching the thing. So it was really, really cool. So unnecessary. So unnecessary. People, man, I swear. So anyway. So everyone who sent stuff in, you guys all did great. Every single poem that was sent in was great. All the goals that were sent in were great. Okay? I want to know from you guys if the goals that you set in, if you feel like, A, that those goals are attainable, and then B, if you have a plan on how to make those goals happen. So think about that for a minute and leave it in the chat. Because, like, fuck, I could say today, like, my goal today is I'm going to make $1 million this year. Okay. Now I could just say that. But if I don't have a bunch of smaller goals that lead up to that, that $1 million will never come in. Okay. I have to have some sort of ladder, some sort of plan in order to hit all of those things to get to that big goal. You know what I'm saying? I forgot to send my goals. I thought you did. I thought you sent your goals in and said, Thursday, we're talking goals. Caitlin knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, you have stuff there. Like, you are, like, doing a rewrite on your novel. You know what I'm saying? Like, goals are... Dude, this is really getting annoying. Can you not be so aggressive, Mr. Blinds? Jeez, it's like I'm dancing at the club and some dude keeps rubbing up on my hip. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna write a bunch of books, so doing the first one, is that not good? That's fine, if that's the goal that puts you into the next step. So yeah, so if you're gonna write 5 books, writing 1 book is a step on that goal, so good job. What are you guys drinking? If you guys have a drink, what are you drinking? It's early on the West Coast, so I know all of you guys are already in the hooch by now. So what are you guys drinking? Chill Baby's drinking tea. I'm drinking coffee. Should have put some brandy or rum or vodka or something in it. Gareth, what is up? How you doing? All right, so while you guys are telling me what you're drinking, Coke, very nice. Diet Coke, also very nice. I do prefer Diet Coke over Coke. I just do. No booze yet. I hear you. All right. So today we're going to be talking about ease. I've had a complicated day, so I'm actually considering cider on a weekday at home. Oh, dude, do it. Do it. You got this. And I'm sorry you had a complicated day. I don't like the taste of actual sugar. Yep. Some things are just a little too sweet. Okay, so I'm going to be coming in and out of the chat here. But if the chat goes down, or if the stream goes down, please let me know in the chat. Don't just assume it's your connection, because it's probably not. So anyway, ease. Ease is one of my favorite things in the world, because I feel like we are conditioned from a very young age that everything we do has expectations. That we should have expectations on everyone and everything around us, and we should know that everyone has expectations on us. And that is a crippling feeling. And I know a lot of people kind of don't even notice it, because it's something that we have just been... We've accepted as this is what life is. People expect this, I expect this person expects that, we all expect this. But all expectations do, for the most part, and there are like ways around the word that can help, and we'll talk about that at a later time. But all expectations do is make you feel unfulfilled, because nothing ever lives up to the expectation. Now, some of you might go, that's not 100% true. This one time, I thought I was only going to do this, and I ended up doing that. Well, that's awesome, and that does happen, and I agree that that is a thing that can happen. But for the majority of the time, okay, let's broad brushstroke this here. The majority of the time, expectations end up hindering us and crippling us because we already will have a sense of failure in whatever we did because our expectations are too high. Okay? So, the way I have gotten around expectations is working with ease. Okay? Now, what this means exactly is just allowing things, just letting things. Okay? This will probably sound lofty, but the more you think about it, the more you could probably apply it to your life. And again, just like I said with everything in this course, like, even though it is focused on writing, everything I'm talking about can be applied to real life in everyday situations. Okay? So, what I have seen people do, and what I have done in the past as a writer of novels and serials and things like this, and screenplays and all this other stuff, is that we tend to put so much fucking pressure on ourselves that the joy that we once got from writing seems to be gone. For others who haven't even really started writing yet, the reason why you haven't started is because of the expectations that you put on yourself. Like, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for? Well, if I'm doing this for this, then this has to be good. This has to be like this, and all this other stuff. And we just start crippling ourselves. So, this whole thing with ease, and living with ease, and writing with ease, and everything you do being with ease is really, really important. And once you are able to figure it out, you are going to be able to get so much done, and you're going to feel so fucking good about what you're doing and proud of yourself for even fucking doing it. Okay? So, oh yeah, for sure. Like, I should have put some fucking rum in this coffee. Gosh dang it. But that's alright. So here we are. So, everything should come from a place of ease. Okay? Now, again, we're talking writing right now, but in actuality, this is life. Okay? Nothing should be difficult. Your heart beats because it pumps blood through your body. Okay? It keeps you alive. When your arteries get clogged, okay? When your arteries get hardened, it's hard to push blood through. Okay? But when your arteries are fine, your heart just does it, and you don't even notice that it's happening. It just does. It just is. Okay? And that's how our writing should be. Our writing should just be. Us creating should just be. It should just be something that happens, whether we are cognizant of it or not. When you write and type, it should flow. This, I always say this. It should flow like water. Okay? Like your fingertips are faucets, and you just turn them on and just water pours out of them. And there's no lime scale on these faucets, guys. This is like a straight stream. Very steady. Out your fingertips, out your pen. There should not be any fucking agony here. Okay? Agony is something I have seen so many fucking writers, poets, screenwriters, novelists. They are just filled with agony when they write. Because nothing is ever good enough. Nothing is ever right. Nothing is ever perfect. And it drives them crazy. And like when you see somebody like all like crunched up and tight and they're just trying to fucking create, it's fucking depressing as shit. Okay. Now, a lot of this comes from, let's see here. Let's see. Gareth says, I like this message. It's like that idea of just write and see what happens. Yeah, and it's just right, and it happens. You know, like it becomes, it is, and it is whatever it is. It is its thing. You know, it carries its own life. You should have a clear head too if you have that ease. Yeah, you really, really do. When you can, like, put all that shit away and just get out of it, everything you do, like for me, because like I have a lot of like social anxiety and all my other problems and all this other stuff, and there's a lot of time where just going to the store is murder. It's brutal for me, you know. And there were times when I couldn't even do it. Like I would leave the house and have to come right back before I even got to the store, because I'm just like, nope, I can't do it, can't do this today, nope, 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 nope. But when you put all of that aside and just take everything with ease, with no expectations of what's going to happen and like what you expect from everyone around you, and just know that everyone is going to be what everyone is, and that's okay. It's okay for me to go to the store. You know, I can go and do whatever the fuck it is I have to do, and it's just the thing that I'm doing, you know? So like definitely try to use this in every aspect of your life, you know, for real. Brett, new viewer, enjoying the channel. Brett, thank you so much. I'm glad you are here. All right, so now we got to come up with what is the main culprit of us not being able to have ease in our writing, with us not being able to have ease in anything we create. And what that is, it is doubt. When there is doubt, you are doubting what you're writing. You're doubting if it's good, if it's worth it. You're second guessing. Whenever you second guess, that's doubt. Your doubt is telling you on that first try, that wasn't good enough. You could have done better. Your doubt tells you that you can't possibly get it right the first time. That's just fucking crazy. And then you start telling yourself these lies, like, well, no one gets it right the first time, you know? Like, everyone has to, like, go through and, like, redo stuff a bunch of times. That's just how it is. That's how it is, because that's how it's been taught. Because it's been taught by a bunch of people who are so filled with fucking self-doubt that they don't know what to fucking do with themselves. Now, again, you could disagree with this, and that's fine. You don't have to take everything I say as gospel. Okay? I actually prefer that you don't, and figure things out on your own. But this is what works for me. Okay? And if it works for me, it could work for you. So if it does work for you, then fucking hell, I'm glad. Okay? So, this whole idea of not being able to get things right the first time. Okay? Why? Why can we not get things right the first time? We all know what we know. Okay? You know everything you know. Yes, you can study for years and years and years and learn more stuff. You can study for a couple weeks and learn more stuff. That's amazing. Okay? I'm very glad that people expand their knowledge and do the whole fucking thing. But if you are older than 5 years old, okay, the majority of things you know, you already know. If you've been through school already, if you've been educated and done everything you've done, and now you are an adult, the chances are you know pretty much everything you're going to know. Okay? You might learn a new word here and there as life goes on, but you know everything you know. Okay? You are who you are. Okay? So, you being the culmination of all the knowledge that has been passed on to you, you are the walking vessel of your wisdom now. You know what I'm saying? So, all you have to do is take all of that stuff and put it down. Poets, writers, all of us are taught that revision is king, that revision is where the art is made. This is absolute horseshit bullshit. And this is probably the thing where I butt heads with other poets all the fucking time. Okay? I do not believe this whatsoever. Because if you don't have something to work with, what are you going to revise? You're going to revise a blank piece of paper. Okay? The magic, the art, is in that first thing you do. All right? So, the magic is in the making. The art is in the creation. And using the crutch of revision, using the crutch of over editing, it is rewarding somebody for bad behavior. You're telling yourself that it's okay if I'm subpar and not really putting a whole lot into this first thing, because I'll just fix it later. Okay? I can do whatever the fuck I want to do now because I'll just fix it later. Can you imagine if you hired a plumber to come to your house, okay, to fix your plumbing, and the plumber comes in, puts a couple pipes in, leaves a couple pipes off, and so when you turn on the water doesn't go down the drain. It just goes all down the cupboard and all over the kitchen floor. You would lose your fucking shit, okay? But the plumber's like, that's okay, because I'm going to come back later and I'm going to fix it. It would drive you crazy. It would make you want to murder fuckers, okay? So this is why when you are doing the thing that you do, when you are sitting down, when you are writing, when you are doing the thing, when you are letting the fingers go, when shit is flowing out of you, let it flow. You already know the words that you're going to put down. Whether you do it now or you do it a month from now, you already know what they are. You already have all the knowledge of what those words are going to be. So just put the right words down that first time. Okay? And do it with ease. There is no, like, somebody shaking their finger at you. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And just feel good that you fucking did it. And that it's getting done. Okay? So, yes, you can clean things up. Yes, you can go back and edit stuff. Yes, you can do all of these things. But I want you to know that you do not have to do these things. You are an amazing fucking creature that can fucking create fucking life. Okay? You do not have to do everything that has been done by everybody else. You can do whatever you want. Have as much fun with it as you want. Experiment with it as much as you want. Go as far out as you want. This is your art. You can do it however you want to do it. Don't let anyone ever fucking tell you that the first pass you do at something will never be good enough, and that you always have to redo it and rewrite it and rewrite it and rewrite it. Does that work for some poets? It does. Does it work for some writers? It does. But whenever I talk to those people, they tell me that other times with other projects, other poems, they rework it and rework it so many times that there's nothing left, that they've completely destroyed it. So it's not a foolproof plan. A lot of these people I've talked to have also told me that the first time they've done something, they've got it right sometimes, and they feel good about it. So it makes me wonder, does this mean that sometimes they're just in the right mindset to appreciate something the first time they do it? because they're in that mode, they're in that spirit of ease. That when they write that thing, and it's good, it's good. But then there's other times they write something and it's bad, so they write it again or rewrite it and it gets worse and it gets worse and it gets worse and it gets worse. Is it because they aren't in the mindset of ease when they do that? Is this making sense to you guys? Your first draft could be good enough to be the final. The first pass at a poem could be the final. You just have to know, you have to decide if when you are doing that, it is going to be that. And the only way to do that is to intentionally know that when you sit down to write something, it is going to be done right the first time. Because you already know how to do it. You already know the words. All you have to do is put them down on the paper. Do you see what I'm saying? This is kind of crazy, but it is legit. Let's see here. Gare says, I have a second year student who has spent the 2 years with me saying I can't do that every single time. She's been given something to do. That is totally crippling. Totally. I have some people who, when I tell them to do something, they make an excuse up right away as to why they can't do it. It's frustrating as someone who knows that they can do it, you know? And like, you probably do this too, but when I do, what I do when someone tells me that they can't do something, I say, okay, well, what can you do? Like, what out of this do you feel like you can do? And let's start with that and see where we can go. What ideas do you have to change this, to fix this, or to try this? What things would make you feel comfortable in order to do these things? And a lot of times, letting people come to the conclusion on their own is the quickest way for somebody to have the light bulb turn on. Because the funny thing is, guys, a lot of people, when they come to me, they're very skeptical. They're very, see, normally I don't like doing this, and normally I don't like doing this, so I don't even know if I'm going to be, like, doing this, you know, really. And then all of a sudden they're just like, the light goes on, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And they're just like vomiting awesomeness all over the place. And they're like, wow, I didn't think I could do that, but hey, fuck, look at this. Look, here it is. So it's just knowing that it's cool and that you're okay to do it. You know what I'm saying? JH says, so much editing I do is just a journey from point A and back to point A. Oh my God. Dude, when was that? There was this novel I was working on a long ass time ago, and I was writing it, and I can't remember if it was because I decided I wanted to put a new character in or something. There was something I did where I'm like, oh, I should do this one thing. Like, the thing was fucking done, and I threw some fucking monkey wrench in, thinking it was going to make everything a shit ton better. And in order to do that, I had to change this, and that to make that thing happen. And then so I'm like, okay, so I do all those things, and then I'm like, shit, well, now that I did all of these things, I'm going to have to change this, and that, because now this kind of doesn't work. And I kept doing that, and I probably added a bunch of shit like 3 or 4 times before I realized that I hadn't made the story better. I made it more fucking complicated, more fucking confusing, and the whole thing was just fucking weird. So what I ended up doing is I went back to the draft I had originally, and I took this new character and all the like little things that the new character did, and I moved that off into a new document, and that ended up being the next novel in the series. And I went back to the original fucking finished novel I had before I even started fucking with it. So the cool part was that I basically wrote 2 novels at the same time, so I was able to put the next one out really quickly after the first one, which, if you're doing Amazon shit, that's always a good thing to fucking do. But I ended up wasting like 3 months fucking around with this whole fucking thing. So it's just, everything everything's a journey, everything's an experience. But especially for novel writing, the one thing that I've noticed is that the more complicated you try to make something, the more like twists and turns you put into something, because you think the reader will be like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. That usually makes it worse. Like, no matter, even if you try to make the book seem like tricky and weird and full of mystery and surprises, the simpler you make that, the easier it'll be for the readers to understand it, and the readers will enjoy it more if they feel like they're discovering these things, like that they're the smart one. Like, they knew that was gonna happen. I fucking knew it. A reader loves to fucking say, I knew it. Okay? A reader doesn't want to be shocked and fucking like, oh my god. Now, some of you go, I always want to be shocked and all this other stuff. That's great. The majority of fucking people reading books don't. They want to feel like they're fucking right. Okay? Because they have a shitty fucking life. They're being told they're wrong all the time by the people they're with and the whole fucking thing. They hate their fucking job. They just want to fucking be right when they're sitting home reading a book. You know what I'm saying? Wow. That was some fucking deep shit right there. Hey, bunny. Shit. I don't like to edit or rework. Once I've said what I wanted to say, I want to be done with the poem. Yeah. Oof. Boy. I hear that. Let's see. Caitlin says, I've rewritten my first chapter at least 6 times by now. Yeah, and the funny thing is, most content editors, if you ever go to content editing, they will tell you, hey, you should probably throw out your first 2 chapters and maybe the last chapter. Just get rid of those. And the book will start. The first chapter will be that 3rd chapter. And that'll be kind of like just throwing people right into the action. You know, because a lot of people with their first chapter, they feel like they have to really knock people over the head with everything that's going on and make it really fucking abundantly clear. So, yeah, my advice with writing books is to always just finish that first draft. Just finish it. A lot of times people, if they keep rewriting a chapter, they will never finish the book. And years will go by and they'll wonder what took them so long. Just being able to finish that fucking... Oh, it's so loud here sometimes, guys. Ghetto bird. Oh my gosh. This used to be the 4th chapter, but I removed the 3rd chapter. I am a disaster. You're not a disaster at all. And we'll talk all about that. Like, we got that all taken care of. That's cool. All right. So, let's see. Where are we on this? Do I have a thing here? Okay, cool. Okay, so we are going to do some writing today, guys. We'll be getting on this in a minute here. Getting back to what I was talking about before I started getting distracted by lights and sounds, is that think before you write. Like, when you sit down to write, just give yourself a few seconds before you actually start writing. Take a couple deep breaths, do the fucking thing. Think before you write. Understand that you know all you know. That you are, it's kind of like if you open like your documents folder on your computer and you go up to the little search magnifying glass thing. You could type in any word into that and it will show you every fucking file you have on your computer that has that word in it. That's you. You are that thing. Okay? You know everything you know. Okay? You have the ability to choose the best word the first time you sit down to do it. Okay? You are completely fucking capable of doing this. All right? You are writing for you. Always know that. Okay? You are your number one audience member. You need to be, instead of your biggest critic, you need to be your biggest fan. Okay? Really focus on that. Write stuff that makes you happy before you think of anything else. There are tons of people who will always tell you to write to market, because that's the quickest way to success. Okay? But if you don't like what you're doing, you're going to burn out and you're not going to like doing it. So you have to be your biggest fan. And you have to write for that audience of one. Okay? You are the magic. You are the art. You are the art. So trust yourself. Okay? Allow yourself. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to be awesome, because you're fucking awesome. Okay? So, what I want you to do right now is I want you, hopefully you're not in a place where this is going to be weird, but say all this shit out loud. Tell yourself that you're fucking awesome. Say, like if you're Caitlin, say, Caitlin, you are fucking awesome. Okay? And fucking mean it. Say it. Say it out loud. Give yourself permission. Call yourself by your name. Give yourself permission to fucking do the fucking thing right the first time. Give yourself permission. Allow yourself to fucking be the fucking best you there is. Okay? This all sounds fucking weird and stupid, but just fucking do this for me, because we're going to do some writing here in a second. So before we do it, you need to fucking tell yourself how fucking awesome you are and how you're the fucking shit. And how you know everything you know. And you're going to fucking prove it right now. You're going to put it on the fucking paper, because you're the shit and that's what you do. Okay? Feel all that shit rise up in you and just fucking be. Okay? And so right now what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick write, because you don't need a lot of time, because you're already the fucking shit. Okay? So we're going to spend 5 minutes, and you're going to write a poem, however you want to fucking write it, about something weird that happened to you this week, or within the last week. That first thought that came into your head when I said something weird that happened to you. You're going to write it right now, and you're going to write it right, and you're going to pick all the right words, and it's going to be fucking awesome, because you told yourself that it was. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? So, right now, we're going to do this. So, I'm going to put 6 minutes on the clock, and in that first minute, I want you to give yourself permission that you haven't done yet, because you thought that was stupid when I asked you to do it. Okay? So now you're going to do that for the first minute. Clear your head. Just know that you are intentionally going to write, and it's going to be good, because you have allowed it to be good. And then write about that weird fucking thing that happened to you this week. Okay? So, clock starts now. See you in 6 minutes. Alrighty then. So, how was that? Let me know in the chat. Let all of us know in the chat. How did that go for you? Was that easy? Was that cool? Was that flowing like water? Was it super fucking difficult? Okay. Now, there's a few things I want to hit real quick. For some of you, that was really easy, and you're like, fucking hell, that was crazy. That was so easy to fucking do. For others, you'll be going, well, that was still just as fucking hard as it always is. Okay? That's fine. Repetition is key. You keep doing the stuff, and it will get easier as you do it. Now, looking at what you wrote, if you finished it, like if you did the whole thing and you like did the thing where you went like this with your head, okay, that's your body telling you you're done. Okay, like you're typing, you're writing, and then when you take that moment, you go and you come back. That's like your intuition trying to pull you away from what you're writing, because it is now finished, and you don't have to fuck with it anymore. You don't have to tinker with it anymore. Now, for a lot of you, you're going to want to go back in there and do it, and that's fine. If that's how you create and that's how you do it, and this whole thing is really difficult for you, that's completely understandable, okay? But just know, the more you do this, walk away from stuff and then start something else, walk away from it, start something else, the more you keep doing it, the easier it is to understand when something's done, when you can walk away from that. Awesome. Let's see here. So, Tim had a difficult time with it. JH said flowed like pancake batter, which doesn't flow freely, but it does flow. So that's okay. And it smells like something too, but we won't talk about that. And then Gareth says, thanks, Matt. There's a new poem for my new collection, and I wasn't planning on writing it until later. There you go. There you go. Now, another thing about this, like yesterday, I got a message from somebody saying, like, holy shit, like, this was really awesome. I can't believe how easy this was, but I feel fucking stupid for not knowing this earlier. And immediately took something that was, like, really cool and really, like, positive and turned it into a fucking negative. And that's probably a lot of old tape shit, like we've talked about before, where you constantly, like, no matter what good thing happens, you always have to throw some fucking negative spin on that. Here's the deal. It's okay if this is the first time you've tried anything like this, and this is the first time it worked. You don't have to feel dumb about it. You don't have to feel stupid about it. Your whole life brought you to this moment so you could do this, so now you can do all this other shit. That's totally fine. And that's what I'm fucking here for. You know what I'm saying? Like, all things happen for a reason. All of us are here for a reason at this moment in this stream to figure this out and do something and create something fucking magical. Okay? So, all that's good. Now, a couple little quick bits. Caitlin enjoyed that. That's good. So like what you just did, those could end up in the next Poetic Anarchy volume if you would like it to. But the only way that'll happen is if you send me your poems that you wrote today. Okay? So if you want to send these to me, it's ihatemattwall@gmail.com, and tell me how you felt when you did it. Like, send me the poem and talk to me a little bit about it. Let's open up some chat about that. Let's see here. Oh, and if you dig this whole kind of thing, if you go to the join button and hit the Anarchy Crew, there are over 100 videos of things like this that you can do and just work at your own pace and do all that shit. And we have members-only live streams on Fridays and the whole deal. But as far as this actual course, this week-long workshop goes, we're going to be back here tomorrow, same Matt time, same Matt channel, okay? And we're going to be doing another little lesson and another bit of free writing. But what I want you to know, okay, is that this is going to culminate on Friday, where we are going to do my Endless Poem Workshop, where you are going to be able to write an entire chapbook in one sitting. Okay? So if that sounds intriguing to you, make sure you're here Friday for that. But make sure you're here for Wednesday and Thursday too, because we're going to be doing awesome stuff then as well. We're working ourselves up to being able to write a whole chapbook in one sitting. Okay? So that's how we do that. Now, if you make sure before you go to run over to igg.me/@/Yermom to take a look at winner of your mom's Sawdoemee prize for poetry. 9 backers at $4.50. The plan things, the not plans, but the things start at $10 for an ebook, and it goes to the moon from there. All sorts of stuff. Everything from an ebook to me sleeping on your couch for a couple of days. It can happen. All right. So take a look at that and figure all that stuff out. Support any way you can, even if you just want to tell some people about some guy who took a picture of himself on the can and put it on a book cover. Do that. Now, do you guys have any questions? Oh, Garrett says, "Oh man, you're on fire tonight, mate." And yes, during my 6 minutes, I added rum to my coffee. And all the rum was on top. It didn't mix very well. Holy macaroni. That was just fucking barely coffee flavored rum. Nom, nom, nom. Wow. Well, that was a fucking kick in the urethra. Jesus. Oh, man. Whew. Wasn't expecting that. All right. So, yeah. So, if you guys have any questions, now would be the time that we can do questions. And it seems like the stream was together the whole time. So, I'm very happy about that. If you hear any loud noises, it's because the dude downstairs restores MGs, the old car from the 60s. And he restores them and sells them. So whenever somebody wants to come look at one, he like goes down there and turns it on and revs the engine, and then they stand out in front of it and talk loudly over it because they are not a quiet car. It's like the sound of like 5 lawnmowers trying to fuck each other all at the same time. But this microphone's pretty good without like making a lot of outside noise happen. So whatever. It is a cute fucking car though. Those little MGs, dude, I'll tell you. He turned it off. He turned it off. I wonder if he sold it. All right, well, it doesn't look like there's a lot of questions coming in. So, whatever you guys wrote today, please send it to me. I would love to take a look at it and love to talk to you about putting it in the next anthology. That'd be awesome. And again, if you want to join the Anarchy crew and do this all the fucking time, run on over, hit that join button, and do the fucking thing. That's a very specific comparison. Dude, I swear to God, if I can have JH just fucking, like, narrating my life as I go, he comes up with the fucking, like, hottest takes on the dumb shit that I say. And, it, like, when he says it, it's like, oh, damn, I did say that, didn't I? Okay, you're right. Yep, that did happen. Okay. Okay, Chill Baby says, do you have an idea how many pages in Scrivener, Word, whatever makes a long enough chapbook? It really doesn't, that idea doesn't matter. What it ends up being is if, okay, so if you have a 40-page chapbook, let's say, and you're going to print it out yourself, that means your cover is going to be one of those 40 pages, okay? So this is going to come down to your taste and how you want this to look. So the first page is going to be your cover. Usually you won't have anything on the second page because that's the back side of the cover. And then if you have a table of contents or a thank you or a dedication or a title page or anything like that, you could decide on if you want 1 page for that, 2 pages for that, or 3 pages for that. I've seen all of these things, okay? So then you decide that. After that, you're going to be left with, out of a 40-page book, you're probably going to be left with, let's see, so that'd be 36, maybe 33 to 34 pages of stuff. Now, when you are in Scrivener and Word or whatever, you're going to have to export this as a PDF. And when you export it to a PDF, if you have the PDF set to the actual size of what you want your book to look like, that will be how long each page is going to be, how many lines are going to fit on each page. But that all varies on the size of the chapbook that you're going to put out. So I know this answer sucks and it isn't really what you wanted, but these are all the stupid things you have to consider to figure out however many pages you're going to do it. So I would say anything over 28 pages of actual text is like solid enough for a chapbook. You could do really anything you want. Like I've heard of people doing less and they call it either an art book or a pamphlet or a booklet or whatever. Like you could call it a fucking boiled duck if you wanted to. It doesn't matter what you call it as long as you're getting your work out there. So that answer probably didn't really help. So let me know if it does. Hit me up later if that answer sucked balls and you have like follow-up questions on that. Okay. All right. We kicked ass today, guys. You guys are awesome. Keep telling yourself that. Do not forget to intentionally do things, guys. Intentionally tell yourself that you're the shit and do everything with ease and do not have expectations and things will go swimmingly for you. Okay. So igg.me/@Yermom to find out about the book. ihatemoutwall@gmail.com to send me your poems. Type hard, everybody. Boom. And we will see you tomorrow at the same time. So I will talk to you guys later.